Hello? Police Department? Lieutenant Brophy? It's Mrs. Atkinson. I'm in terrible danger. You must send a man out right away. It's a matter of life or death.
Now, look, Mrs. Atkinson. We've sent a man over there 3 times in the past week, and each time was a false alarm. No one showed up.
But this time Cassidy means it. I tell you, he means it.
Yes, ma'am, I understand, but you must realize that we can't be sent... Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Maggie Atkinson.
Again?
She claims Cassidy is threatening her.
Careful, Cassidy. He's not the type for murder.
Mrs. Atkinson, you've complained in the past that Cassidy has threatened you, and he hasn't come near you.
Please, Lieutenant. I just know he's coming. He keeps phoning all the time. Won't you send someone over to watch the building? Please.
She really sounded scared this time.
Doesn't she always?
Claims she's trying to break off with Cassidy, and he won't let her.
Well, I can't say that I blame him. She's quite a dish.
I tell you what, you better get over there and keep an eye on the place.
Me? Why me?
Because you know better than any man on the force how Cassidy works. You know what's happened to those other rich widows he's cuddled up to.
Yeah, I know. First they give him their little gold-plated hearts. Then they make him their personal business advisor. By the time he walks out on them, he's got most of their dough, and it's all strictly legit.
Maggie Atkinson's a rich widow, and she's given him her little gold-plated heart, and appointed him her business advisor, and he has most of her dough. Only now she wants it back, and he's getting tough.
All right, so how do you suggest I go about it this time?
You can stake out in that drugstore across the street again, and keep an eye on the front entrance to her apartment building.
Ooh, goody.
Cassidy does show, bring him in.
On what charge?
Who cares what charge? Jaywalking. Just bring him in.
And get broken for making a false arrest? You remember the last 2 times I brought him in? He sued and won?
Well, all right, then don't bring him in. But make sure he doesn't see Maggie Atkinson. Now, get going.
Oh, my feet hurt. Slave driver.
Yes, sir? Serve you, sir? Something you wanted, sir?
Yes, do you have anything to make a person relax?
Oh, yes, sir. Right here, sir.
Then take some. Well, hello, Howell. Why, Cassidy. I was just talking to Brophy and your name came up.
What are you doing out with your shoes on? Been to a formal?
What were you doing, trying to make a date?
Trying to. The line's busy.
Maggie Atkinson?
You're positively psychic. What else do you know about me?
Well, I know you like flowers almost as much as I do, and that you raise tropical plants. And you dress very carefully so that shoulder holster in your left armpit won't show. I also know you have a permit to carry it, so it would be a big mistake to arrest you.
Howell, it's men like you who make me feel that my city taxes are well spent. Is there anything you don't know?
Yes, why were you calling Maggie to make a date? She doesn't want to see you.
Well, Maggie and I are old friends. We're in business together.
Not anymore. Your pigeon got tired of being swindled. She doesn't want to see you tonight or ever. Is it clear?
Perfectly clear. In that case, I'll be running along.
Well, why don't you just wait a minute? I thought I'd give Maggie a call and tell her you won't be up to see her. She'll probably sleep better.
Well, there's nothing I'd rather do than give Maggie pleasant dreams.
Lend me a dime, will you? Wynn's busy.
Still? Dear old Maggie, chatty as ever.
I'll call her again in a couple of seconds. No, she doesn't answer.
Well, maybe she's gone to bed.
In 15 seconds, nobody goes from the phone to bed in 15 seconds. You know, my big toe itches, and when my big toe itches, it means there's some kind of trouble. What do you say you and I go over and see why Maggie didn't answer the phone?
Well, must I have things to do?
Well, come anyway. It can't have anything to do with you. After all, you've been here with me right along.
Well, so I have.
What are you waiting for?
My dime. It isn't nice to swindle, you know.
Son, how long have you been on the switchboard tonight?
About 4 hours. Why?
Have you seen a Mrs. Athenson?
No, sir.
Has she received any phone calls or any visitors?
Not that I know of, but I haven't been on the board every minute. Oh, and she has a private phone.
Well, give me the key to her apartment. Come on, come on, come on. Say, I like your gloves, Cassidy. Chamois. Same stuff they use for taking fingerprints out of brass.
Howell, sometimes I think you don't trust me.
Well, it seems she's out. One way or another. You got a match?
Allow me.
She's out, all right. She's out for good.
Poor Maggie. Who'd want to do a thing like that to her?
Hobgoblins.
Well, now, Howell, you're not suggesting it was me. I was with you in the drugstore. Maggie was busy on the phone, remember?
You know, I hate to admit it, but you're right, Cassidy. You're in the clear. Lend me your handkerchief, will you? Ropey? Looks like Maggie was right. Yeah, somebody got to her. Oh, 38, maybe larger. Cassidy. He's got an alibi. Me. Hold on, I can't hold him. Yeah, where'd you get here with a squad?
Right under your nose, Howell. What a shame.
Yeah, but your heart bleeds for me, hmm? Lend me a cigarette, will you?
Anything for you, Howell.
Careful. You're always so careful.
Keeps me out of trouble. Well, I'll be running along now. With your permission, of course.
Good. Cassidy. Don't leave town.
Oh, I have no reason to. I couldn't be cleaner. Hal.
Yeah?
My handkerchief.
I don't get it. No fingerprints, only Maggie Evanson's. No gun, nothing missing. And like you say, a business partnership with Cassidy that'll be all his with her gone. Now, how does he do it?
He's careful.
I've checked up on every hood in town, and it always comes back to Cassidy. I thought you said he wasn't the type for murder.
He isn't. Of course, there's always a first time for everything. You know, he had a big stake in Maggie, and maybe he let her find out too much about himself, and he had to shut her up.
Where's the proof?
Well, it could be anywhere. Did you have him tailed?
Yeah, he didn't go anywhere, just back to his apartment.
If he'd only been dead a few minutes by the time we got there. I don't get it. If he'd knocked her off before he met me in the drugstore, then why was he trying to get Maggie on the phone? And why do we both get busy signals?
Albite, why?
Lend me a cigarette, will you? Now, you're sloppy, Brophy, just sloppy. Now, if I was going to borrow a cigarette from Cassidy, it'd be fresh and clean, just like his handkerchiefs and his dimes.
What's he lending you dimes for?
Well, you loaned me a dime so I could make that telephone call to Maggie, and...
Then what?
That phone call, it bugs me. She must have been talking to somebody, but who?
Will you stop playing guessing games and find out who?
And if she wasn't talking to somebody, why did we both get busy signals, huh? Son.
Yes, sir. Serve you? Oh, it's you again.
I see you remember me.
I'm trying to forget.
That tall, good-looking man that I was talking to before, when did he get here?
Just a minute before you did. He seemed in a hurry to make a phone call. Sir, your dimes.
Howell. Slumming at this hour? Social or business?
A little of both. Mind if I come in?
I have a choice.
Mind if I look around a little?
Be my guest.
Hey, it's quite a layout you have here. Must come pretty high, huh? Who pays the bills?
I have a rich aunt.
The one that just died?
Poor Maggie. Any new leads?
No, I thought you might have some.
Well, how could I? I've been here ever since I left you. And we both know where I was when Maggie was killed. It's so comforting having you as an alibi.
Well, don't give it a thought. Well, your plants look remarkably well. Oh, and those orchids are very impressive. I don't have anything like that in my little garden at home.
Well, don't tell me you raise orchids, too.
No. I specialize in bachelor buttons. They remind me not to get involved with rich widows. You know, we were just going over some of Maggie's papers, and she didn't have time to oust you from that partnership you two had, so I guess it's all yours now.
Dear, thoughtful Maggie. I asked her not to put anything in my name.
It's too bad she didn't listen to you.
Now, look, Howell, you know you have nothing on me. Don't you think it's about time you told me why you really came here?
Well, as a matter of fact, I had a yen for one of those cigarettes of yours. Would you lend me one?
I hate to say this, Howell, but you're getting to be a bit of a moocher.
Well, I don't like to take your last cigarette.
Oh, I'm sure you don't.
Oh, thanks. Now let's go down to the station.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I'm not. You're under arrest.
What for?
Well, I'd say for breaking the law.
Oh, that's childish.
Don't ask for that kind of trouble, Howell. I specialize in it.
I'll take my chances. You can call your lawyer if you want to.
Thanks, I will. Of course, you realize I'll have you back pounding a beat for this.
I couldn't be any flatter.
Halpern, Cassidy, I have a date with the boys in blue. Meet me at the station right away.
Allow me.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I see you're still wearing your hardware. Why?
My left armpit feels naked without it. Handcuffs.
Now you know I only use those for criminals, Cassidy.
Brophy, I demand to know upon what charges my client has been brought in here.
What is the charge, Sam? And it better be good.
These your cigarettes, Cassidy?
You know they are. You mooched them off me less than an hour ago.
Did you open them?
I always open them that way, so what?
Just read the small print on the side of that package, especially the part about the stamp.
All persons are cautioned not to remove the contents of this package without destroying said stamp under the penalties provided by law in such cases.
You notice this package has been opened from the bottom? The stamp is untouched.
If I know Howell, this is just an excuse to arrest me legally. Now, what's the real charge?
Murder, Sidney. Murder of Maggie Atkinson.
Oh, but you know that's not possible. You were with me in the drugstore. We both got a busy signal when we dialed her.
No, not both of us, Cassidy. Just me. This is quite a little gimmick. He was waiting for me in the drugstore, and when he saw me coming, he went in the phone booth and put in the call for Maggie's apartment. Then he left his receiver off the hook. Then he conned me into calling Maggie, and of course all I got was a busy signal. Then when I dialed the second time, he had already hung up his receiver, so then the phone just kept ringing. To leave anything out?
Yes, just how and when I killed Maggie Atkinson.
I can tell you how I think you killed her. You knew you were going to knock her off, so you knew you were going to need an alibi. So at gunpoint, you had Maggie call Brophy here and ask for police protection. You knew we'd send somebody. It was usually me.
The suspense is killing me. What did I do next?
Then you knocked her off, came downstairs, and met me in the drugstore. You had it made.
And you thought all of that up in your own little pointed head.
There's something wrong with it?
Just one thing.
What?
How do you prove it?
With this. Call ballistics. Have them check this weapon against the bullet that killed Maggie Atkinson. And that'll prove that that's the murder weapon. And it's registered to Mr. Cassidy.
Well, Cassidy?
It's your move, Lieutenant.
Get me ballistics right away. Brophy? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. Oh? Are you sure? Uh-huh. I see. Okay, Ed, thanks. Send the gun back, will you?
Don't say it, Brophy. Cassidy's been careful again.
The gun was registered to him, all right. And he has a permit to carry it. Only it hasn't been fired in the last 8 hours.
You realize, of course, that I shall sue the department for false arrest, for breaking and entering, for illegal search and seizure, for invasion of privacy, and for mooching cigarettes.
I realize it.
Am I free to go, Lieutenant? Or are you sending me to the gallows for breaking my cigarette packs illegally?
You're free to go.
And do me one favor, Lieutenant. Don't have me tailed anymore, especially not by Howell. He's so gauche.
Hey, you win, Cassidy. No more tail. What about your gun?
Oh, I'll pick it up in the morning. After all, I only wear it because it looks so chic. I wouldn't dream of touching that nasty trigger. Toodaloo, Howell. See you in the sticks.
He'll do everything he's threatened. Did you have to bring him in without proof?
After I figured out that phone routine, I thought the gun would be proof.
Well, it wasn't.
It's got to be Cassidy. It's still got to be him. He's got the motive. He's got the brains.
Which is more than you've got.
Here's that gun, Brophy. And a report on our findings.
Okay, Ed. Thanks for the fast work.
Wait a minute, Ed. Wait a minute. Is this 2 or 3?
Oh, that's a 3. I miscopied and I had to erase. But that's the gun registered to Cassidy, no doubt about it.
Wait a minute.
What is it now, Sam?
We've been idiots.
Oh, no, you.
Cassidy loves to make the police look foolish, doesn't he?
Yeah?
All right, suppose this gun was just bait.
Well, if it was, you've swallowed it hook, line, and sinker.
Which is just what Cassidy wanted me to do. Maybe he used another gun for the killing, not this one.
Well, where's the evidence?
No evidence, it's just a hunch. Can't you see it, Brophy? He still had the murder weapon on him when I met him in the drugstore. When he got home, he switched guns. He hasn't had a chance to get rid of it yet because he knows you're having him tailed.
So?
Well, that's the reason he ran out of here so fast. You took the tail off him. It's the first chance he's had to get rid of the murder weapon.
Sam, wait! Are you sure?
Oh, Howell, not again. Gumshoeing at this hour? What is it this time?
I just want to return your gun. I know how naked you feel without it.
Oh, that's real thoughtful of you, but hardly necessary. I could have waited till tomorrow.
Well, I couldn't. We're real honest. We even returned the bullets. Oh, I thought you'd be wearing the other one by now.
What other one?
The one you used to kill Maggie Athenson.
Howell, you've been reading detective stories again.
This time the butler didn't do it. You know, Cassidy, I had you figured all wrong. I always figured you as a nice, honest, hard-working confidence man. Never figured you were capable of murder.
Well, you know me better than that, Howell. I abhor violence. I wouldn't hurt a fly.
Not even a rich fly who was threatening to end your long and honorable career as a swindler? You just shouldn't have done it.
Done what?
Murdered Maggie? I mean, a successful murder is an art. Takes a lot of experience, and you haven't had any.
You're reaching, Howell. Don't reach too far.
An inexperienced murderer always goofs someplace. You should have stuck to what you know best. Oh, now, those cymbidium are beautiful. How did you get that color? Do you water them at night as well?
And don't you water your flowers twice a day?
Oh, no, I just give them breakfast and run. Say, you know, I've got to ask you about this fertilizer you use, Cassidy. It seems
How?
to
Get all dirty.
I've never seemed to bother you before. Why does it now? Eureka!
I told you to leave, Howell. Now you've overstayed your welcome.
What does that mean? I get 10 demerits, or you're going to shoot me in the back of the head like you did Maggie?
You leave me no choice.
I'm sorry, Cassidy. I forgot to tell you that before I returned that gun to you, I replaced the bullets with blanks.
You will water them for me, won't you? Don't suppose you had a cigarette? Oh, how? You don't break a seal either. You realize what this means?
Sing Sing.